Welcome to the State of the County, hosted by the Dunklin R5 School District. We are your Masters of Ceremony. I'm Carmen Weir.
And I'm CJ Asinger. We want to thank Cheer and Dance for their awesome performance. Great job.
I would like to recognize our legendary band director, Mr. Doug Smelzer, and the Herculaneum High School Jazz Band. They'll be providing some sweet sounds during breakfast. We are here for the State of the County, organized by the Jefferson County Growth Association.
I know the answer.
What?
I know the state of the county. It's obviously a solid. It's not a liquid or a gas. Even severe weather isn't enough to produce a phase change.
You're taking too many science classes.
What's your point?
I think when they say State of the County, the word state means the operations or concerns of county government.
Oh, this might take longer than I thought.
It's time for the presentation of colors by Cub Scout 467.
It's my pleasure to introduce Brooklyn Buckner, who will be singing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
For the invocation, we are joined by JCGA board member Rick Francis.
Thank you. Good morning. Let's pray together. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this beautiful day, and we are so grateful for the freedom that you have given us to gather here as a community to hear from Mr. Gannon as he shares with us about the state of the county and to learn about his vision for 2023. We are so blessed and thankful for our veterans, active military, and first responders that serve and has served to protect the freedoms that we enjoy, and we never want to take that for granted. We ask that you provide guidance, wisdom, and unity to all of our public servants at all levels that represent us today, and that they provide leadership and make decisions to make our cities, county, state, and nation the best place to live, work, play, and raise a family. We ask that you bless the food that we are about to partake and provided by the Dunklin School District, and bless all those that have prepared it. And we want to ask that you bless all of those that have worked so hard to make this event possible. And as we leave here today, we ask your blessings for all the corporations, small businesses, organizations, healthcare workers, and families represented here today. And we ask for strength when we are weak, healing when we are sick, and comfort when we are hurting. We ask for your forgiveness when we fail you. We ask that you watch over us and protect us as we go our separate ways to serve our neighbors. Amen. Thank you.
In just a moment, we are going to start dismissing tables to get a wonderful breakfast.
The cookies on your table were made by some Herculaneum graduates. We want to thank Bree and Morgan, the co-owners of Baked Handcrafted Sips and Sweets in Hillsboro. They're on Facebook at Baking Done Better.
You'll also be receiving calendars as you leave. They are created by Herculaneum High School graphic design students and sponsored by the City of Peevely.
Enjoy your breakfast, and we'll be back.
instructions in a minute, and we might start clearing off now so we can get out of the way.
I gotta go put my shoes back on. Okay, back.
First, I'll collect the paper, whatever you call it.
You put my pins in the back.
Give me your clothespins. Clothespins first. Try to, on your way out, if you could take your stand, your music will not stay on your stand if you do it like this. You have to hold your music. Take your stand if possible. And go, stage, right. That's on you.
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, we would like to introduce the architect of achievement,
the Chancellor of Champions,
the professor of performance,
the Superintendent of Schools,
Dr. Clint Freeman.
That was perfect, just how I wrote it. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I will tell you, First, I'm a little bit nervous. I've never presented to a sold-out crowd before. Most of the people that I present to have to be there. Kevin, no comments. Again, welcome everyone to the Duncan R5 School District. My name is Clint Freeman. I have the great honor to serve this community in this school district as their superintendent. We're all glad you're here. Some normalcy, and so we really appreciate that. I do want to, before we get started, I want to thank my Duncan R5 administrative team, if they would stand up, our food service, everybody that kind of helped out, please stand real quick. Thank you guys for all of your work and efforts. Nothing like working on a Saturday and a Sunday and a Monday that you're supposed to be off. Thank you very much. All right. I'd also like to give a special thanks to the American Heritage Girls. Thank you guys for all the work that you're doing, and we'll go from there. All right.
I've got this, Dr. Freeman. Mr. Lowe, can you flip the screen? Hey guys, this is CJ. This is the state of the county. You have to play somewhere else.
Thank you, CJ. CJ, hold on a second. Before you go, I've seen you wrestle. Your arms are like vice clamps.
I do all right.
Well, I hear we have a pretty good team this year, though, correct?
Yeah, we have 3 district champions.
Really? Any of them here today?
Yeah, we have one here today.
We have one of them here today?
Edison Reeves.
Okay. Well, are they here? Can she come out?
Edison, can you come out?
So Edison is our first female district wrestling champion in the Duncan R5 School District. Welcome, Edison. Thank you very much. We appreciate you being here today. All right, now that the interruptions are over, a few more thank yous. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to Kim Weibel. She's in the back. Kim is one of our teachers at our elementary school. She and Sharon with the Growth Association have been working on this event for several months, so thank you, Kim. Great job. I'd also like to introduce to you and thank, many of you know him as Matt West. Some of you know him as Matt Lichtenstein. Here we know him as Black Cat Matt. So Matt, thank you for all of your work and efforts in making this happen today. So on your table, there's a placemat that talks just a little bit about an upcoming bond issue, and I would be remiss if I didn't draw your attention to that. It is a $13.5 million no tax rate increase for the Duncan R5 School District. There are a lot of things that we want to do with that money, and so in April, it'll be on the ballot. So if you're a voter in the district, we'd appreciate you taking a look at that information there. Safe and secure entryways at our middle school and our elementary. As we all know, school safety is the key importance of what we do each day, keeping kids safe, and there's just not a lot of safety and security at those entryways of those 2 buildings. Would also like to draw your attention to this is our new gym, by the way. Welcome to our new gym. It was built in 1964, before we were the Duncan R5 School District. And so we thought maybe we would upgrade the gymnasium, build a new facility right off here to the side, keep this one fully functioning, but also add a gym. If you've used the restrooms lately, you might have had to wait in line. So again, trying to modernize that a little bit more for our students. Turf football field, this was just part of our band that plays. Every morning they practice in the wet grass. If I'm a 16-year-old student, I'm pretty sure that's not something that appeals to me, but we wanted to try to do that. Football, turf field is not just about football. It's about all of the experiences, classroom space, things like that. And then also just some other things that we need to do to keep up with changing technology, HVAC units, things like that. Not going to bore you with the details of that bond issue, but if you have any questions, happy to answer those for you after this meeting, and there's a lot of information on that placemat. In closing, I just want to say this. I want everyone here to look at all the amazing kids here on their day off to help make this event the best. The artwork on the center of the tables, kids have been working on that for weeks, not just high school students, elementary students as well. But it's not just kids in this district, not just kids in the Dunklin R5 school district. If you're a school superintendent or going to be the school superintendent, please stand. I don't think it's lost on anybody that a couple of years back we were heroes and then we became the enemy pretty quickly, right? And so there are folks in this room that work tirelessly to make sure kids are successful in spite of all the other things that happen. And so not just this district, but in this county, we have some of the best kids and some of the best professionals working with those kids each and every day. And I want you to know that. If it wasn't a good place to work and if it wasn't a good profession, I wouldn't do this job. So keep that in mind as you go out into your businesses, as you go out into your day-to-day. And one other thing that I just want to say is I was at a workshop, and they talked about complaining. It's not complaining if you're talking to the people that can make change. There are many of you in this room that can make change for public education. I challenge you to do that. I challenge you to do that. Okay? Without public education, the other professions do not exist. Thank you for your time. Have a great morning. God bless.
Thank you, Dr. Freeman. We would like to welcome our next speaker to the podium.
Please welcome the Chief of the Charter,
The honcho of hydrology,
the Dean of Development,
the President of the JCGA,
Mr. Dan Govero.
Welcome you today to the state of the county. We do this every year, and we switch schools every couple of years to give everybody a chance to showcase their schools. Dr. Freeman knew what he was getting into when we picked the Dunklin School District this year because he's done it when he was at DeSoto. And it snowed that night, and it was a reschedule, and but we made it through. So he knew what he was getting into, but his poor staff didn't. So they had to learn from what we learned before. So they did an excellent job. And I want to say also, Dr. Freeman came out yesterday when we were setting up on his birthday. So happy birthday again, Dr. Freeman. So we want to thank the school district and all the people that was teachers, staff. They did an excellent job working with us. It's a hard job, and I know it takes a lot to put together. And here they are on their day off also here. So putting it together. I think they had a theme this year. I don't think it was put out, leading today for a better tomorrow, if I'm right. I hope so. But anyway, they put these tables, decorations was made by the students to represent that theme. And so we appreciate the school and all the work and all the kids that was out here working with us and making the decorations and putting it together. It's a tough job, but they did it. Well, now I want to do is thank the sponsors. Without these sponsors, we couldn't afford to put this on. It takes a lot to put on, and it gets expensive. So I'm going to read through a lot of the sponsors here. There's a gold sponsor. He's been with us for quite a while, the Dobbs Tire and Auto. Silver sponsors is Comtree and Govro Land Services, myself. Bronze sponsors is Express Mart, Home Service, Oil, First State Community Bank, Enterprise Bank and Trust, St. Paul GM Country, Mercy, North Medical Group, Jim Butler Chevrolet, Production Castings. It's in that was the bronze, and then the event sponsors is Jefferson County Tourism Commission, Merrimack Specialty, which is Fireworks City, Sheet Metal Workers Local 36, Country Cottage Realty, Patty Vergano, Laborers Local 110, Development of Disability of Advocates, Northwest Jefferson County Chamber of Commerce, Jefferson College, Petrovic Sign Company, Livestream SDL, Leader Publications, 1400 AM KJF Radio, and JCM Party Rentals. So if you look around, you'll see their banners, and these people make this possible to put this together. So we want to thank all those people. Do we have any veterans? Would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you for serving our country. When I look around, there's getting fewer and fewer of us, the veterans. So we appreciate everything, or we wouldn't be here today again without their or what they did in the past. Federal legislators, would you please stand? Any federal are there representatives? Yeah. Just stand and be recognized. Thanks. State legislators, if you stand and be recognized, thank you. These people represent us and take care of us at the upper levels where we can't be, and we relate to them. They're really receptive to making changes with our assistance. The county legislators, anybody in the county legislator or working in the county. Thank you. And I appreciate what you do for the county because we got to keep it moving. First responders. We really appreciate you being, because without your assistance, there would be a lot more crime, there'd be a lot more fires, there are a lot more people that doesn't have ambulance or assistance. Our board of directors is what makes this organization grow. It's not me, it's a board. We have a large board, and all those people pitch in and take a part of this agenda we put every year, and they all take part of it and take it on themselves as things to do. And so we have a really good working board. Would you stand if you're here from JCGA? These are the real people that do the work, not me. Also, we have our executive director, Sharon Floyd. Would you stand? Where's she at? She's a real worker behind us all. She is very meticulous in making sure all the details are done. The school will tell you she never quits making sure everything's on skew and we don't miss anything. So we have a lot of events that we've done in the last few years, and we got a lot more coming up, which is the Golf Classic. That's our biggest fundraiser. That'll be in the fall. Our Bottleneck Bridge Ride, it's August 13th, and Andy Held puts that together, and we bring about 600 to 800 people into this county, and most of them are from out of the county. But they come in and spend their money, and it's an awesome event. They really like our hills, baloney, but they do like the service. It's a beautiful ride. They like that we have volunteers, again from our association, that puts it at the rest stops and welcomes them and has food and things that they drink for them to continue on their rides. I don't know how they do it because I couldn't ride 61 miles. The electric bike, huh? We don't have one of those. Most of them are pedaling. I've never seen, well, there's a few electric bikes, I think, but everybody's pedaling. So it's a great event, and it gets recognition for our county outside the county. It's one of the big things we've done in the last couple of years that's really took off is the women's group, the storytellers. I knew we needed to do something like that. We've always needed the women's group, and it's really took off. We got women coming, again, from out of the county, coming in to see us and be a part of that, and we're up to almost 100 people that attend that now, 100 women. Men can attend too, they say, but mostly all women. So, but it's a great event, and it's growing, and I think it gives us recognition in this county for things we can do and to welcome people. The other thing we do is the One Voice, One Plan. There's one on your table. We redo this every couple years just to let legislators know this is what we shoot for in the county. We try to narrow down a list of things we need in this county to make it better and to grow, and this is one of the big things we do. We have added some statements in there, which I like, is reserve the past and promote the future. And that's what we're all about in the Jefferson County Growth Association. We want to help people grow and be part of this county and stay here and spend their tax dollars here. We do a legislative breakfast at the end of session, and of course we always do the state of the county. And I want to say the other big campaign we do is the Shop Jefferson County campaign. We put billboards up, we put ads in the paper, we sponsor the leader for the politicians that run so they can put that in the paper. And we want to see everybody shop Jefferson County. And I know you can't buy everything in the county. There's things that we can't get here and you have to buy it online. But it's a shame that we can't have taxes on the online stuff because they use our roads, they use our facilities, but they don't pay any taxes to support it, which is a real shame for the county because it hurts us all the way around. We try to, our website has been redone. Sharon keeps that up, and the web page or Facebook page. And if there's a lot of information on there, and if you look on our website, you'll see a lot of information, advertising new businesses, and it's just new members, and things that you can do in Jefferson County and not have to leave here. So always shop Jefferson County. The other thing we have is the county is the taxes. It supports our city and county, our schools. It helps to repair our roads. And Jason Jonas would attest to that. He's fixed a lot of our roads, and he's working on them with what taxes he gets. We have parks that we support with the taxes. We could have more if we had more taxes and spend more in this county. So it also supports our emergency protection and assistance, fire, police, and ambulance services. So we always want to do the Shop Jefferson County campaign. And I can tell you that you've heard me say before that shopping Jefferson County can save your life. And I'll say I want to attest to that because last spring I was at the office getting ready to go home, and I couldn't stand up. I kept falling back in my chair. Luckily, my business gal at the office heard me and said, "What's going on?" I said, "I don't know, I can't stand up, but I'll be fine." She said, "No, I called 911, they're on their way." The ambulance arrived, and I thought I could walk out to the ambulance. They said, "No, you're not." They took one look at me. Next thing I know, I'm on a stretcher going to the hospital in the ambulance. They had called ahead up there, and they had doing tests with me on the way up, and they had people there waiting because they knew what it was. I didn't. But they actually, it's great to have ambulances that have facilities on them that they can do their job and train people because I had a stroke, and they say it's important to get there as soon as possible, and they knew that. And so we're grateful for them because I'm still here. Or So I'm just saying, we can shop Jefferson County. It may save your life. And like I said, I'm attest to that. And I think everybody, I hope you never have to go through that, or have you been through it, and be thankful we do have the ambulances and qualified people and trained, because we have the taxes to pay for it. So as always, shop Jefferson County. It's going to be your savior. Thanks. So try to find your stuff that you buy here and keep taxes, and so we can do more things in the county. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Govero. Naturally, we saved the best for last.
Please welcome the Chief of the Charter,
The Professor of Paperwork,
the Captain of the County,
County Executive Dennis Gannon.
Good morning to everybody here today. Can you hear me okay? I know last year and in the years since then, my wife kept telling me, she told me again today, make sure you speak into the microphone. So thank you for having this event today. I just want to say one thing. While I was listening to Dan, I was sitting over here and I was trying to think, what can't Amazon deliver? And so if you all are sitting there, there's 200 people in here, there's thousands of things going through your mind. Amazon cannot deliver goodwill to each other. They cannot deliver friendship to each other. They cannot deliver collaboration with each other. All of you in this room can do that. You can do it as soon as you walk out of this building. You can do it before we leave the building. But Amazon cannot deliver what you can do. So keep that in mind. I wanted to thank Dr. Freeman. Last year after the event, he was already making plans for this year. And Clint, where are you at? I can't see you. Okay, Clint. Clint was making plans, and throughout the year at the Rotary Club, he was kind of pitching this event. So I'm glad to see we have a nice turnout today. And I saw on Facebook yesterday all the pictures that were posted, and I thought, you know, they're going to make Herculaneum High School and school district shine today, and I think they have. So let's give the school district a good round of applause. CJ and Carmen, thank you for welcoming me this morning. I must admit that it's kind of nice, it's refreshing to see the next generations come on and be willing to step up and do the things that you've done. So thank you for being here. Well, it's a pleasure to be here today presenting the State of the Union and talk about our county. I'd like to first recognize a few people before we start. Bill Haggard, Mayor of Herculaneum, Jim Caston, City Administrator, members of the Herculaneum Board of Aldermen, our Jefferson County Council, and all of our elected officials who are here today. Thank you for the work you do today on behalf of Jefferson County and our citizens. To the employees of Jefferson County, including those with us here today, Director of Administration David Courtway, Deputy Director of Administration Ashley Fears, County Councilors, Directors Jason Jonas, Tim Pigg, Eric Larson, Warren Robertson, and our executive assistants, Leah Smith, Sherilyn Boyer, Cheryl Reed, and Jordan Teague. As you know, today is a county holiday, so thank you guys for being here. You didn't have to. Gee, it's kind of nice to get an applause. I wasn't sure I'd get any applause today, so I need to start picking people out and giving them an applause. I just want to thank all of you for your dedication, your guidance, and your public service and dedication to our county. I must say that during the past few years, as we have navigated through our pandemic, we learned a great deal about resilience of our employees and our Jefferson County government. Today, I will highlight some of the challenges we have faced and the successes we have had over this past year. I then will speak to the goals and objectives as we move forward in 2023. Finally, I will conclude with our plan and how we will meet these challenges head on. This plan, if implemented correctly, will take Jefferson County to a more prosperous future. But first, I think it would be fitting to talk about the history of Herculaneum. In 1798, Moses Austin, a settler from Connecticut, obtained a Spanish land grant of approximately 3 square miles after he learned of the area's rich resources. In 1808, Moses Austin and Samuel Hammond laid out a town at the mouth of the Joachim Creek. The purpose of this new town was to serve as a shipping point for the lead being smelted in Jefferson and Washington counties. It is believed that Moses Austin, who called it Herculaneum because it resembled the eroded bluffs, the eroded seats in the Colosseums in the ancient Roman city of Herculaneum, which was buried by Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD. The first post office was established here in Herculaneum and was the only post office in Jefferson County for 30 years. Just a short distance from where we are here today, and I need to get my bearings, I think this way was a shot tower. Am I heading the right direction? The shot tower. In 1809, 3 shot towers were constructed on the bluffs overlooking the Mississippi River. Shot towers were designed for the production of shot balls by dropping hot lead through copper sleeves. These lead shot balls were used by American troops during the War of 1812 and played a part of the decisive victory at the Battle of New Orleans in 1815. On December 8, 1818, Jefferson County, along with 7 other counties, were formed from parts of the St. Louis and St. Genevieve counties. This act was conducted by the Missouri State Legislature and was known as an Act of Territory, and that was in 1818. In 1819, Herculaneum was named as the county seat of Jefferson County. In 1839, Herculaneum went through some times when the county seats were relocated to Hillsborough, and the St. Louis Iron Mountain and Southern Railroads bypassed the city of Herculaneum. In 1887, Herculaneum experienced a renewal when the St. Joe Lead Company chose Herculaneum as a smelting site for the Mississippi River, and that is where the Mississippi River and Bonne Terre railroads ran into town. In 1892, the first operation of the smelter began. 2 blast furnaces, a refinery, and a powerhouse for the generation of steam and electricity. The smelting operations were the largest in the United States at one time, producing more than 225,000 tons of refined lead annually, and in 1981 was purchased by the Doe Run Company. Governor Daniel Duncan's grave is located here in Missouri. Missouri's first native-born governor, Thomas C. Fletcher, was also born in Herculaneum. Herculaneum has been and will continue to be a significant contributor for the history of our county. I will talk more about Herculaneum history and regeneration in the future in a little bit. In looking at some of the recent successes here in Jefferson County, I would like to take a minute to talk about some highlights involving your county government and Jefferson County as a whole. During 2022, funded by our county's general revenue, the Facility Services Division completed $950,000 in building renovations and projects. These projects included ADA improvements and a major indoor corridor upgrade at the courthouse that no longer leaks when it rains. New flooring in the courthouse by the Circuit Clerk's Office and the Division 4 courtroom. Replacement of ceiling tiles and lightings in the courthouse. We are continuing our LED lighting replacement in all of our county-owned facilities. This project is about 98% complete. We have completed and closed out approximately 1,400 building service requests. In addition, with the County Council's approval, we approved approximately $1 million of ARPA funds for the following projects: door motor replacements in our jail, HVAC and ventilation upgrades in several of our county-owned buildings, including the Justice Center and Courthouse. And we completed the conceptual design for a new crime lab. Our highway staff submitted and received funding for 6 federal and state local grants totaling $7.8 million for the following safety improvements projects: East Rock Creek, Brennan Road, Antire Road, Conant Road, pedestrian improvements in Kimbrough, and replacing Boyce Lane low water crossing. Additionally, the old Lee May Ferry corridor reconstruction is still progressing from Spring Forest to East Rock Creek. Seckman Road and Lions Den intersection was completed in 2022. This whole project will be completed by 2025. And Jason, thank you for the good work you guys have done for this. Our highway staff implemented measures to improve customer service to our constituents, which include the completion and closing out of 1,090 roadway service requests. Our highway and fleet departments have completed over 3,000 work orders. Our stormwater staff reinvented and received approval from our county council to amend several sections of the stormwater codes. We issued 82 land disturbance permits and reviewed 98 projects for code compliance. 360 stormwater complaints were reviewed and closed out. They logged over 460 hours of meeting with homeowner associations, stream teams, and civic groups, and made water presentations to several high school and grade schools. Our county parks department invested in restroom upgrades at Browns Ford, Cedar Hill, Marsh Mill, and Rockford Beach parks. That is a big deal, by the way. Brian, did you do that? Our park department has made significant improvements at the site at the landing in Kimbrough, which is owned by Jefferson County and the Jefferson County Port Authority. Sponsored over 30 programs for 4,200 participants of all ages, and our youth soccer program continues to increase about 3% a year. Our emergency management staff expanded outreach by enhancing countywide operational and developing internal response capability and guidelines. We have expanded the County Public Service Commission to include representatives from our municipalities. And we received approval for a grant to study placement recommendations for an outdoor warning system in the unincorporated areas of Jefferson County. Our animal control operations, this is pretty cool, I think, achieved a 55% in adoption of dogs and a 53.3% increase in cat adoptions. So that I do think that is pretty good, because I think it's a significant step in the right direction. Jefferson County also began the first steps of conducting a new master plan, which included input from county citizens with a questionnaire and online mapping tool, and we just completed this last Wednesday and Thursday 3 town hall meetings in Hillsborough, High Ridge, and Imperial. In comments I previously had made about the courthouse and jail, I want to assure you that we are continuing to look at ways to fund those buildings. Speaking of new construction, the economic slowdown in housing was reflected in applications for new single homes. In 2019, we had 521 new single-family permits issued in unincorporated Jefferson County. Permits have since gone down. There are 518 permits for new construction in 2021 and 447 permits in 2022. Saying that, I will say one other thing in addition. Overall construction permits were up from 3,338 in 2021 to 3,597 in 2022. So what that tells me is people are investing in their current property and not building as many new properties. So I see that as an investment in their homes. Today, as I begin my second term in office, I present to you that the state of this county, Jefferson County, is presented at the right place and at the right time for historic opportunity and success. We are experiencing record interest in our county for growth and development. Housing, commercial, and business interests are increasing. 4 years ago, I stood in front of this group presenting my very first State of the County as your county executive. I spoke about what we need to do to move our county forward in advancing the next chapter in the history book of Jefferson County. I felt at that time, in order to realize the economic development necessary and move our county forward, we must improve and be intentional with investment in our infrastructure system leading in and throughout the county. Vision, collaboration, and partnership would be the key component needed to achieve success. We had just finished a year in which the unemployment rate in our county was 3.6%. Our numbers in 2022 reflect that the unemployment rate at the end of the year was 2.2%, which is below the state and national average. And Jefferson County now has more people working in 2022 than the last 4 years. These numbers are something to be proud of. I have always said that Jefferson County's greatest asset is people. We have a quality workforce, and we should invest more in our workforce development to drive the number of employed in our county even higher. I further stated that with recent growth in our county, it was imperative that we expand the I-55 corridor from 2 lanes to 3 lanes, from Peevely through Highway 67 and south to Highway CC. With that being said, my administration put on a full court press working with East-West Gateway, MoDOT, our area legislators, and other stakeholders. We were able to move the timeline on this project almost 10 years ahead. This past year saw the announcement of funding for portions of I-55 expansion. This major infrastructure improvement is now projected to be over $240 million. Work has begun, and it is expected that the design, build strategy, and contractor will be approved within the next few months. As I spoke earlier of the significant history of Herculaneum, this community is on the verge of another regeneration. We have seen increased growth in housing and development along the I-55 corridor, and there has been talk for several years about a potential riverport development along the Mississippi River. I am pleased today to say that with discussions and meetings are happening at a record pace and level. Recently, the Missouri legislature approved and the Governor Parsons signed a $25 million appropriations for our port development in Jefferson County. Again, my administration is working diligently with the Jefferson County Port Authority to lay out a roadmap to begin infrastructure development. The container on vessel and port development along the Mississippi River is now within reach. Conceptual designs of the repurposed land has been created, and as you can see, the concept when development will once make history for our county and this city. Today I would like to introduce Jim Hurley. Jim, please stand. Jim is the owner of Hawtex Development Company, and Jim is currently working on plans to deliver a port here in Herculaneum. Jim, I thank you and I appreciate your work and effort on this. At the same time, I'd like to introduce, and I think I see him out here now, Chris Novell. Chris, would you mind standing? Chris is kind of a low-key guy. Chris is working also on this. Chris Novella is the asset manager for Doe Run, and we've been working with Chris trying to get things to happen in our county here. So I'd like to thank both of you for your work on this effort. Now I would like to talk about another monumental project that is going to advance another city in the county that has had a rich history, and that is Project Redbird. Just a few months ago, after several months of negotiations with local and state officials, it was announced that James Hardie, a global building materials company and the largest global manufacturer of fiber cement products, would be building its newest manufacturing facility in Crystal City. James Hardie Industry is the world's #1 producer of high-performance fiberboard and building solutions. Employs a diverse global workforce of 5,200 employees. And I would like to recognize Sean Park. Sean, would you please stand? Sean is with James Hardie Company, and he is the first guy that I met representing James Hardie in Jefferson County. Sean, I want to thank you for your efforts in making sure this happened. I want to thank you for keeping us all headed in the right direction. So thank you for being here today. When phase 1 of this project is completed, the 1 million square foot facility will create nearly 240 high-paying jobs. I would also like to thank Governor Parson and for his administration for working tirelessly to secure this project. To our county council, thank you for the money the $7.2 million, which were combined funds for the development infrastructure around the facility. Recently, we utilized this $7.2 million. We applied for a governor's cost share grant of $7 million, and combined total now was approved of $14 million for infrastructure around that site. This project would not have been possible without vision, collaboration, and partnership from the following agencies: Missouri Partnership, Missouri One Start, Missouri Department of Transportation, the Jefferson County Economic Development Corporation, the mayor and city of Crystal City. The Crystal City, would you all mind standing also? I know James is already, I know Sean's already got it, but I said the mayor and city council of Crystal City, and I thought it would really be important that they see who you guys are, so you get a little credit for this, okay, Mike? Jefferson College, Gilmore Bell, Goodwin Brothers Construction Company, CBRE, Horner and Schifrin, Ameren, Union Pacific. My administration played a key part of this, and our Jefferson County legislative delegation. Thank you all for your support. That's quite a list of contributors for this project, and it helped on many, many fronts you cannot imagine. It is estimated that approximately 65% of the workforce in Jefferson County commutes to neighboring counties daily. When initiatives such as the ones we have just talked about go online, it will make many opportunities for people to work in Jefferson County. New investment is lifeblood of economic development. It creates jobs, stabilizes communities, drives spin-off businesses, and shines a positive light on our workforce. Because of these extraordinary investments, other businesses will come to Jefferson County. The opportunities they will bring are endless. As we move into 2023, we will take Jefferson County to the next level with greater enthusiasm, leading to additional opportunity and growth. Our immediate goal and objectives moving forward will be strengthen our communities, grow our economy, and invest in our future. If we succeed with this three-pronged strategy of vision, collaboration, and building partnerships, we will reach success in each of these areas. We will continue to strengthen our community by investing in people and vital services when and where we can. During 2022, we provided ARPA fundings to small businesses, long-term care facilities, not-for-profit organizations, the health department, and Jefferson County. totaling $3,992,000. In 2023, we will continue to work with Sheriff Marshak and his staff, moving the needs of the new crime lab from the concept to reality. And just so you know, that was Sheriff Marshak. No doubt about that one. Our new crime lab in Jefferson County will then greatly enhance our safety for our communities, as the turnaround time for evidence collected from the crime scene will be processed much faster than currently available. This will aid in identifying an apprehension and successful prosecution of criminals. Working with Sheriff Marshak, our goal is to break ground on the new crime lab this year. The new crime lab does not matter unless you use what you have and you bring justice to our county. I would like to take a minute to say thank you to prosecuting attorney. I got her trapped up here this morning so she wouldn't leave on me. I want to thank Trish Stefanski. Trish, would you stand? And Sheriff Marshak, I'd like for you to stand also. So I was thinking, what is this a combination of? I'm not really sure how you can analyze this. It's not Robin and Batman, but I will tell you this, Jefferson County is a better place because these guys are doing their job, and thank you both for capturing and doing what is required to keep the bad people off the street. Thank you so much. We will grow our economy by working with stakeholders to support construction and the completion of the James Hardy project. We will implement infrastructure for the port development, such as continuing with the Port Authority and the County Council on improvements around the county, including the landing at Kimmswick. We will work diligently to identify more potential development sites. We will also work on a strategic plan to enhance workforce development and train with our educational partners. We will also invest in our future by forging ahead. Broadband expansion recently, the state of Missouri awarded 3 grants for broadband in areas in Jefferson County that are not currently served. We will also support where we need, and when it's necessary, funding along with that. And as we move forward our master plan, as previously mentioned, we will continue to drive to the end, and that's about an 18-month process. On transportation issues, we will look forward to requesting a traffic study between Arnold and Fenton along the Highway 141 corridor. We will be promoting corridor studies along Highway 67 south of Festus, Highway N and W as well, and Highway A from Festus through Hillsborough, and additionally working to secure an Amtrak station in DeSoto. Jefferson County has had much to offer to tourists as a destination. There are many things for visitors to do and see in our county. The benefits of both the tourist and this benefits our tourists and our county. Many of our cities have promoted and will support the elements that make Jefferson County a great spot. From our waterways, scenic drive routes, historic sites, wineries, breweries, and much more, there is a great story to tell here in Jefferson County. Success will not come without hard work and commitment. The path driving our county forward demands vision for economic growth, workforce readiness, strong communities, an effective and local government network, and along with the investment from our county for infrastructure and the citizens of our county. My goal is to make Jefferson County the best place to live, raise a family, work, start a business, and visit. We are on the path to greatness. With our continued efforts, we must be determined to achieve success. We will retain our young citizens as they have more opportunities to live, shop, and enjoy a way of life in our county. Most people will want to invest in our county, which will lead to quality, sustainable jobs for our region. Today, I leave you with this. Martin Luther King stated, "We are not makers of history, we are made by history." And Thomas Jefferson stated, I like the dreams of the future better than the history of the past. After all is said and done, the real state of Jefferson County is what you and I make it. Everyone has a role to play. Continue to be bold, continue to be strong, embrace the power of vision and collaboration. Show compassion to your neighbors and your friends. Let us be pioneers, paving the way for opportunity, prosperity, and a well-being for all. At the end of the day, as the sun sets on this time and this chapter in our history, let it be said of us that in our time, we left our children, grandchildren, and future generations a county far better than the one we were given. This is the legacy each and every one should want, for future generations to say, somebody or someone had a great vision to make things happen in Jefferson County and make our county a wonderful place to live. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak this morning, and thank you for allowing me to continue as the county executive for Jefferson County. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Excellent job.
Good job.